Hello and welcome once again to Murfer's Music Reviews. You may notice that the set is a bit different this week. Big Dick Bowler, our friend who usually sits there, he had a bowls tournament today, so he's on the green as we speak, unless play is finished for the day. I'm not sure. It was raining, so it's possible that play has been delayed because of that. So instead, my brother, The Works, has painted this lovely painting of Ozzy Osbourne hugging Grogu from The Mandalorian. So, Grogu and Ozzy are filling in for Big Dick this week. And this week we are talking about Glitoris. Now, I want to make sure you know that it's Glitoris with a G, not, well...
which is the Committee for the Liberation and Integration of Terrifying Organisms and their rehabilitation into society. One drawback with that, the abbreviation is Glitoris.
Now, Glitoris formed in 2014 as a reaction against a lot of misogyny happening in Australian politics at the time, and originally it was only going to be for one show. A bit of a supergroup from Canberra, from people from various different acts, got together and they decided that they were going to cover themselves in glitter and perform naked at this festival. And that was sort of the idea, but because it was so popular, it became an ongoing thing, and yeah, the story sort of continues from there.
We played covered in glitter when we started out, and glitter really stays with you for a long time.
The project was the brainchild of Beck Taylor, who would become Tony Glitoris. She has a very diverse background in music. Her most recent project before Glitoris was called Fun Machine.
Oh God, it's just my naked body. You never touch my naked body. Get your hands off this naked body.
And she also runs the Beck Taylor School of Music, which is a local Canberra institute for teaching children how to play music. And on guitar was Alice Cotty from No Hausfrau. She became Kevin 007. And on bass for those first few shows they had Sophie Chapman. Sophie's background in music I'm not too sure about. She sort of moved more into journalism, so I don't have as much information on her. After those first few shows they were joined by Professor Samantha Bennett.
Out of nowhere comes the Fairlight CMI. It's got it all. It's got a workstation where you can actually see the waveform on a computer screen for the very first time. You can play music on a keyboard and you can see that music in a visual form in this beautiful bright green neon just flowing across the screen. And you can sample your own sounds.
Who became Andrew Glitoris, and she was the lead guitarist. This lineup would start working on what would become the first EP. By the time they were ready to release the EP, Sophie Chapman had decided to leave the band to focus on her journalism career, and they brought in Emma Dryden.
Baby, you know there's a whole world just waiting for you to let go. You don't see it, but you've been drowning, holding to that sinking stone. But how I love it, I could dance forever in that one step. It's constricted, it stops me from being. Oh, it's time to let go.
So their first release was the Disgrace EP.
Oh, do you think that we are born or a huge disgrace, 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 disgrace. We are here for one night to taste the fear and celebrate this. I thought we fixed it. I thought we Disgrace on your home in my face.
After that, they released a one-off single. This was around the time that a sort of odd-looking orange thing became President of the United States, and so they had a song about that. So at this point, they'd had a fair amount of success in Australia, and Trump Card had gone somewhat viral, getting them a lot of attention around the world, and they'd even performed it with Amanda Palmer from the Dresden Dolls.
Drugs, crime, rapists, we're gonna build a wall. Drugs, crime, rapists, we're gonna build a wall. We're gonna build a wall because of drugs, crime, and rapists. Drugs, crime, and rapists. We're gonna build a wall.
That was at a protest in Canberra, and yeah, so things were going quite well for them, and so this was the time when they started working on their first album, The Policy.
Set the bar higher than there. Get ahead. Set the bar, set the bar. It's gotta be higher than them, higher than them. To get ahead, you gotta be better than them, better than them. Equality, honesty, ain't just an ideology. Fantasy, we're not perceived to have authority. Quality, cause we're the ones in the minority. Consistently, and you gotta be better than them. To get ahead, and you gotta work harder than them. To win your drink, get to your feet and show tenacity. Integrity, this is your policy. You gotta be brilliant. You gotta be brilliant. You gotta be confident. You gotta be dominant.
Now this was an amazing album, but it's not the album we're talking about today. We're going to talk about the second album, but I think it's important to go through the first album just because it sets the scene for everything, and also there's some amazing songs that I just want to play a few clips of. So there was 4 singles from the album. There was the title track, then there was Spit Hood, That one was about the treatment of Aboriginal people in custody. It was at this point that Tony decided to leave the band. Beck Taylor, the woman behind Tony, decided that she just had done everything that she wanted with this project and felt that it was time to move on. She also wanted to focus more on her music school, the Beck Taylor School of Music. And so yeah, that was kind of an unusual time there. But they found a new drummer in the form of Jess DeVries, And yeah, she took on the name Scott or ScoMo Glitoris, and they just sort of continued on. Then they released the next single, which was Licks and Politics.
Licks and politics. We don't care where you're getting your fix. Be who you wanna be. Oh. Give it to me. Got woke to the law, put floor to the floor. Now we're beating on your living room door. Spitting fast and loud, standing out from the crowd. This is what we stand for. There's a Polaroid stain in the rusted chain. No pain in this society. No, they won't keep us down in the tunnel underground. And we're making no apologies.
And then one final single from the policy with Slut Power. But there's more to the album than the singles, and so there's a few other songs that I think need to be pointed out. You see that they were very political as a band, but they weren't afraid to be silly as well, and so you'd also have a song like My Fucking Car. I think with some bands they tend to be all serious or all jokes, but they were sort of able to just be both. And I think that they had a great sense of humour, and I think that certainly helped a lot. Even when they were being serious, they could also do it with humour. For example, on the song The Executioners.
Did you know?
What now, Andrew?
In 2016, 1,032 people were executed in 23 different countries. Source?
They're making a very serious point, but doing it in a sort of humorous way. And I think that it almost makes you remember the point a lot more. I mean, I will never forget that 1,032 people were executed in 23 different countries in 2016 because of that song. I may not have even known that before they heard the song, but because they threw that in there in this kind of the way that it's done, it's this almost like it's not a joke because it's a very serious thing, but the way that it's played into the song, yeah, it's kind of, you don't want to break it down too much because that sort of could destroy it, but I just love that it's kind of genius about that. They also tackled the issue of refugees trying to come to Australia with the song Place for Me.
They say this country is a haven for the progressive. Whatever happened to those people who don't make it in? Now and then I stop to think about those under the bar. Now and then I stop to think, will there ever be a place for me? Place for me?
And yeah, that whole album is amazing, and on its own it also gets a 4 out of 4 opposable thumbs up. So with Tony out of the band and the new lineup going strong, they wanted to start working on new music, but then COVID happened. It kind of derailed the tour for the Slut Power single, and it also sort of put stop to a lot of what was happening for what was going to become the next album. Well, most of the band was based in Canberra. Scott was based in Victoria, which made it difficult because there was all the lockdowns and things like that, and it just made it really hard for the band to continue at that point. And it's never really been officially stated why, but then Scott decided to leave the band. I always figured that it was probably just because that whole issue of being in a different state from the rest of the band and not really being able to be involved with anything due to the COVID restrictions. So that was unfortunate because she's an amazing drummer and hopefully she finds a new project soon. I believe she's gone on to mostly working as a drum teacher now. So, you know, hopefully the next generation of drummers can be as good as she was. Or is, I guess, because as far as I'm aware she's still playing, but we've not been able to find any information about that.
bring you down.
So this left Glitoris in an unusual position. They'd started writing a new album, but they now needed to find another new drummer, and so they did, in the form of Sarah Klutz, who would take on the name Mickey Glitoris, or Michael Glitoris, and she just sort of brought in a different element yet again, whereas Tony had come from one background, and then Scott had been more of a sort of Taylor Hawkins-style drummer, a bit more sort of influenced by people like Peter Criss, a lot more sort of hard rock. Then you bring in Mickey, who is a lot more metal orientated, but at the same time she also has a gospel background, so she could bring in a whole different range of influences. So at this point they started working on what would become the next album, the self-titled album, Glitoris. Of course it's called that, that's what self-titled means. So yeah, I guess that means we can now start talking about what the actual review is about. Now the band had always been diverse, but in this album they really decided to lean into that more so than ever. And when the first single came out, Lickety Split,
Come on and get your kicks and make it quick, quick. Don't wanna miss a trick at Lickety Split.
it was really very different to anything that had gone before. They were leaning perhaps into more of a pop sensibility with this one, and yeah, it seemed like they were going in a completely different direction. But then you get to the second single, Sock Puppet.
They build a profile against your name. House always wins when you play their game. Smoke and mirrors beyond the hollow. Desperation behind the screens. They know what you want and they got the means. Expect more of the same tomorrow. No wonder we can never look back. We're going under until we counterattack. Na.
And in Sock Puppet, it's almost like they're going in 5 different directions at the same time, but somehow it all works. And I just think that that song is amazing.
Your town has been suspended for violating community standards.
Halloween, the blessing, we pretend to be your friends, and with a terror to your dress, we know you're busy and exciting. Outrage, chaos! It's a shock extravaganza. Awaken, infiltrate your faith with lies and propaganda. We're coming after SJW. With lies you don't enter the sky. Watch out, she's feminazi. We're counting after all of you. It's not free. Come and say that. Come and say that. Come and say that to our faces.
It's almost like a mini opera. It's very sort of Queen influenced. There's also a lot of Sparks influence in there, and it's sort of art rock, and then it has these opera bits and sort of classical stuff, and it still has that punk energy, and it's also about this very serious topic of sock puppet accounts and trolling on the line on the internet. And yeah, I think it's an amazing song, and it's possibly one of my favorite. It is one of my favorites on the album.
Stop, wait a minute, let me paint a picture, put you in it. Around the world goes the women, fearing for the living, facing violence, breaking silence, intentional killing. Hold up a mirror, break the cycle, we will not go willing. She can wait for you to figure it out. Pretend she's fine, 'cause she got 9 lives. We can wait for you to figure it out. Stop, wait a minute, let me paint a picture, put you in it.
Femicide, how we define the crime straight from the source, no remorse. Who meet the perpetrators with the full force? Feel our collective fire, pride, love, call it out. We're the live wire.
It's really hard to pick other favorites from this album because there really aren't any bad songs on it. My other personal favorite is Oisies.
Can't you
That one is about mental health issues, and from people I know who suffer from regular anxiety attacks, I can tell you that that song kind of captures the essence of what an anxiety attack is in music.
Chin up! Where's motivation? Keep up! I'm going on the move! Cheer up! Trust meditation! Fight, flight, freeze! Fight, flight, freeze! Fight, flight, freeze! Managing in a minimum. Push across on many, many trees. Push man with a million. Managing in a minimum. Push across on many, many trees. Push man with a million. There's always someone worse off than you. Ain't a valid response. You can say it all you want, and even if it's half true, everything is relative.
The album starts in grand fashion with the song Choose Your Fighter.
Knock, knock, who's at the door? Anybody know what we're fighting for? Who cares? The start of the war. Ring, ring, what you gonna bring? 10 blackbirds and a submarine. Bang, bang, coming to the new gang. Choose your fighter. Not part of the problem, no way part of the solution. They're not part of the problem, no way part of the solution. You can't have uranium unless we can have ours. Not part of the problem, no way part of the solution.
Another personal favourite of mine is Power Pop. That one is about the climate emergency that the world is facing at the moment. We were actually in England at the time that this album came out, and so while we were waiting for the vinyl, we had a download version, and this was how we reacted, my brothers and I, when we first heard the song Power Pop. And I should say that this was before I grew out the Murph Hawk, before Walker grew out that lovely beard, and I think that Pirate King's purple pants may have been in the wash that day. We had been out drinking the night before. They also get a bit funky on the song The Op-Ed.
Another drink breaks, another story, and a hashtag starts to trend. Right there next to the headline, right there in the op-ed. Something sinister about a minister, all the evidence in her word. You read denial from a playbook, what a privilege to be heard.
And the album closes with The Glitter Ball, which is more sort of shoegaze, psychedelic music, and it's a great way to wind down after the album. Because it sort of takes you on this emotional roller coaster ride, and then you come to this nice sort of relaxing, almost tranquil thing at the end of it.
Axis of rotation, dynamite spinning a reaction. Glow anticipation under neon lights, focus of attraction. Scattering the night in every direction. Mirroring a light in every reflection. Jewels and the molecules splitting into pieces. Flux and the force singing sweet hysteresis. Spin it, spin it, spin it.
Oh, and how could I forget this one? This is another example of Glitoris's quirky humour, and it is called Spoiler Alert.
Have you seen the ending where he lost his head? So unexpected. She was working for the police. He was a twin. And the monster is still alive.
So again, you've sort of got this unusual collection of songs which sort of range from these sort of mini operas just to punk music to funk and pop And then you've kind of got this quirky thing in there as well. And I just think that this is an amazing album with all kinds of different things on it. It's an album you could probably listen to 1,000,000 times and still not get bored. You'd still be finding new things there. And so I'm giving it 4 out of 4 opposable thumbs up.
Enjoy the views. Formulate a business plan. Let's do renewables. Take the goddamn breath. Hit send.
Now this year, 2024, a lot of fans were predicting that this was going to be a big year for Glitoris because their 10th anniversary and all that. They thought maybe a big 10th anniversary tour, or who knows, it could have been amazing, but unfortunately they have broken up. No official reasoning has been given for this. They've actually said indefinite hiatus, but it basically means broken up. And yeah, there's been no official reason as to why. But it does look like they may be working on different projects at the moment. Maybe they were just too busy, I'm not sure. When a band is not really as sort of successful as sort of the top level of musicians at the moment, it's really difficult to make a living, so maybe they just have to focus on their other jobs for a while, and maybe they'll come back to it. But it looks like they're all focusing on other things at the moment, which is really sad. I think they should be the biggest band in the world if I had anything to do with it. But for whatever reason, that just didn't happen, and yeah, there's no more Glitoris. But the various members are working on other projects, from what I understand. Kevin and Tony have actually reunited in this 80s tribute thingy. I saw some footage of it. It wasn't my kind of thing, but they seem to be happy. Beck Taylor, or Tony, she's also got her own band, Beck Taylor and the Lyrebirds.
I can't look back in anger, but I can look around me and see what's going on. Time stood still, perfect photograph, burned your image in one fell thunderclap, and I'll try my best to forgive you.
I believe that Alice Cotty is doing some shows, solo shows, and yeah, I'm not sure what the others are up to, but I'm sure it's going to be very exciting, and I look forward to seeing what each of the members gets up to. So yeah, I don't want to leave this on a negative note, so here's just some classic footage of Glitoris from their glory days.
I'm a blood controller, you got your cock rock in your playlist folder. I got an AC-30, I lift off on a constant journey. White, hot, glitter, white. Count down till here we go! They say you can get away with anything. You can pop rock. It'll take away your melody. Big bang, big bang. They say you can get away with anything. You can, space truck.
wish the various members of Glitoris all the best with their new projects, and hope that all goes really well. And yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the episode. Oh, one thing I did forget, the Slut Power sessions. So after that tour was cancelled, they were able to eventually start doing live shows again, and they made a live EP. So maybe we'll just play a bit of that now. That'd be a good way to go out, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey you, all of you people who walk around acting like women are property. Hey you, all of you people who put us in a place and you legislate to keep us there. Hey you, all of you people who keep us playing by the rules so you can take the lead. Hey you, all of you people who throw us on the floor and you hate, hate, hate. Hey you, words and actions and teach us from the day before that we're second best, and those double standards that see them looking at us but listening to them. Hey you, keeping your mates in high places so the leaders look the same too. Look up to those high places and learn that it's not for them.
So yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for all of the people that have been coming in and commenting on the videos. It really means a lot to me. And just so you know, we film these a bit in advance, so at the time of filming, the Wings Back to the Egg episode has just hit 425 viewers, which is far greater than I'd ever imagined for this. So yeah, it's really nice, and who knows where this show is going from there. But thank you very much for watching. I am the Murfer, and this is Murfer's Music Reviews.
Boys and girls, non-binary pals, let me tell you a little story about love, about truth. You see, I had love and
Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Cheers to you at home.